Commander, our troops have been surrounded and encircled by the enemy, but our recon have found the weak spot and is at the coordinates of the light button. Commander, it's up to you now to break through and get us out of this encirclement. Our future depends on you, Commander. Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for those that want it. I know you guys want it. Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 177 for the 19th of August, which is yesterday. Today is 20th of August. So for those that don't understand how this works, is that some of the on the 20th, in the morning of the 20th, both Ministry of Defenses from Ukraine and Russia will report on the latest information as per the morning, usually around 8 or sometimes around 12, of what happened yesterday. And the same thing goes for pro-Russian sources like Ryber and stuff like this. Sometimes the dating of the events, sometimes I put maybe 20, sometimes I put 19, but so it's still mostly things that happened on the 19th. Because things you don't really know what happened until the next day when they report on what happened on the 19th. Yeah, so there's some clarification. So let's start off the summary with the Southern Front, which so the fighting reported at Novo-Kharkiv again. There's no more updates on that, which means that this battle is no more. I'll delete it. Moving on. There is still attempts to attack Novo-Kharkiv, but it's not using HIMARS. They are using another multiple launch rocket system. If you are interested in this information, there's also a drone attack at Sevastopol on the HQ of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Basically, just one small bomb caused some fire, damaged the roof. Nothing important. So I didn't indicate on the map. Otherwise, there's the fighting reported at Sulyhivka on the 17th of August is also no more. So the Ukrainian singing works, And then I think that's all. There's Southern Front is really nothing much. There's nothing much on Kryvyi, Kherson, and Mykolaiv region. So moving on to the Zaporizhzhia area. Nothing much to report here as well. Basically nothing. Yeah, nothing. So moving on to the Donetsk Front. At Donetsk Front, the fighting now is at Zolota, Nyva. So according to the Ukraine Defense Ministry, the Russians carried out assault in the area of Zolota, Nyva. Was unsuccessful and retreated as usual. And this seems to start to form some kind of pattern, because first we have fighting at Yakovlivka, then Mayorsk, and then we at Dmytrivka, and then before that we have only at Soledar, then we have fighting at Shevchenko. There's a sense that these are all probing attacks. The Russians are trying to probe at different points to see where is the weak points in the Ukrainian defense, and they continue to do bombardments. I know there's bombardment at Soledar, and I think probably at Palivka. I think at Barabashivka as well. Previously, before the 16th, there is also attack at Barabashivka as well. So the Russian forces seems to be probing to see where is the weak spot, or maybe to cause a logistical problem for the Ukrainians, because then they will have to keep moving troops, redeploying troops to reinforce, and then that might actually mess up their military plans. So that might be something that the Russians are doing, because the Russians, as long as you are on the attack, you have the initiative. So that might be what the Russians are doing. So the latest point is at Zolota, Nyva. So imagine the forces here, now they have to redeploy over here, and they might not even be able to use this road because it might be covered by the Russian forces. So they will have to go around go around the Konstantinivka up to, you know, Opytne down, you know, to via Novo Ukrainka, then they can reach, you know. So a lot of problems, you know, in terms of redeployment if you do not control the main road. So moving on, there is no updates on Novo-Mayorsk. So for all these points, I will delete because it's outdated. 16 one I will delete. 17 today is the 20th. I think we can still leave this 17 one here. But we will delete it. We still have no more updates tomorrow. So moving up north, there is no fighting at Marinka, only bombardments. And then now we are at the Performaiske region. There is actually no updates on this region except that there is a fighting reported at the area of Pisky. So according to the pro-Russian source Ryba, they say that all the, you know, positions, the Ukrainian positions along this entire stretch are being destroyed. So it's more likely not an assault, but most likely, you know, bombardments. But since this is mentioned, I actually entered to, you know, to see, you know, to have a better idea what's happening here. This is reported yesterday, where the fighting is towards Performaiske. Otherwise, situation is no change as per what we have reported yesterday, including this fighting towards the direction of Performaiske from Lozove. To the north of the Donetsk airport, there is fighting reported at Opytne, or Opytne. Yeah. So according to the Ukraine Defense Ministry, there is fighting in this area. So the fighting continues, which actually is not a very good sign when the Ukrainians are saying this, which means that the Russians are actually pushing. There's no fighting around Avdiivka other than this, and then pretty quiet all along the way until the Holivka region. And there's still no information on fighting at Zalizne or Shumi. However, we have fighting reported in Mayorsk. So if you try to search Mayorsk, you won't be able to find this location. It's actually not named, but you will be able to find the this train station as well as this area. You see, this is Mayorsk. So this region, this town here, I believe this is Mayorsk actually. So which is why I've indicated on the map Mayorsk. You can see the same spelling, Mayorsk. So this is Mayorsk, and there's fighting in this region over here. So this might be another, you know, also similar, you know, like the one west of Donetsk city, where they are doing probing. They attack multiple locations to find, you know, if they can push through and in any places, or to find whether if the defenses are very strong, then they can actually plan new offenses towards in this region here. And we have confirmation from Ryba, where they report that the Donetsk People's Republic have established full control over Zaitseve. This is the third source that actually mentioned this. They also quoted the Donetsk People's Republic report. So given that, I'll actually, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt and actually award the Zaitseve to the Russian side by putting the red flag here. And let's see if the offensive will actually move beyond Zaitseve region towards maybe the main road. Maybe they'll talk about, you know, capturing the road, or maybe they'll talk about attacking Mykolaievka, Druha, or maybe they even go cross the road to the Ozarenivka region or Virnopillya region. So let's wait and see. This distance is rather long. It's around 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. So given that these are all very heavily entrenched regions, the progress will be very, very slow. It will take maybe 3 days to just progress this 5-6 kilometers. Is there anything to show here? Not much. So anyway, moving up to now, we are in the Bakhmut front. Fighting is reported at Kodema. Zaitseve, as well as in Bakhmut. So So this is according to the Ukraine Defense Ministry, where they said that the Russians are carrying out offensive and assault actions in these areas of these settlements that have just mentioned, these three: Bakhmut, Zaitseve, and Kodema, and with some success, which is super bad news on the Ukrainian side, and hostilities continues because usually the Ukrainians don't like to report success from the Russian side. So when they say that there are some success, it's actually a lot of success, and they are actually being pushed back from their position, because if their position do not move, then the Russians would have failed and they would have retreated. So if the Russians actually captured positions, then the Ukrainians will be withdrawing, which means that it's not just some success, but it's actually the Ukrainians are being defeated, and they're actually doing tactical retreat to a more the next defense line. So that's what's happening. This, I'll delete this northern one. I don't think this is accurate. This is probably very general in the north and south, maybe north referring to Soledar. So south actually refers to this one, where the fighting coming from Karnaukhivka. So this is I've already mentioned. If you are following the past few days, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. Moving on to the Soledar region, and the Soledar region, as per I reported yesterday, the Russian forces have captured this area, this settlement just off the gypsum quarry, and we have information from Nyva today, reporting on yesterday, saying that there is the 6th Cossack Regiment of the Luhansk People's Republic advance. No, this is Bakhmut, wrong. The headquarters of the Luhansk People's Republic militias reported that the Allied forces have entered the residential area of Soledar and occupied several streets. So, fighting going on for the village council of the village. Sorry, I think I missed out. But I don't know where is the village council. So, maybe this Bakhmutske. I'm not sure if there's some typo error, because I don't think they are that far deep into Bakhmut, because this is in Soledar. So probably advancing in Bakhmutske. Then they are at the town council region. So not sure where. Yeah, this is terrible reporting. Anyway, there's no update on the Yakovlivka. It's still as per yesterday's. There's fighting in the eastern part of in Yakovlivka region. That's all. Yeah, things are a bit unclear. Basically, it's just fighting in this area. No updates on the Bilorivka, Nahirne, and Vasily region. We have no updates on Vyimka. As per yesterday, the latest report was that they are fighting from Vyimka towards Vyimka from Spirne direction. However, today the Ukrainians still reported some airstrike or something around the area of Spirne. So maybe this attack is actually not so near. Maybe it's like only around here. Whoops. Sorry. So maybe it's only around here in the direction, but in the area of Spirne, there are still Ukrainian troops that are getting attacked. So that might be actually what's happening. And there is update that there on the Ukrainian Defense Ministry side, that they said that there is an offensive near Ivano-Darivka, and the hostilities continues, which means the fighting is still continuing in the area of Ivano-Darivka. So the defenses of the Ukrainians still continue to hold very strongly in most of these locations. So the Russians do not have a major breakthrough in this region. Moving on to Izyum. Izyum Front. The Izyum Front, the biggest thing that is happening is actually that it seems like the Russians have launched a major offensive south of Izyum city, because there is now fighting. Yesterday we have reported there's fighting towards Karnaukhivka. Today we have information from the Ukraine Defense Ministry that there is fighting now at Virnopillya, Dmytrivka, as well as in Kurulka, and which means that the entire front, the entire wide front south of Izyum is actually having a active offensive happening, and which the fighting at Kurulka is a bit weird, because if there is offensive at the Dmytrivka and Kurulka, wouldn't the Ukrainian forces at Dibrovne getting encircled? Because yesterday we have reported that there is fighting near Dibrovne from Sulyhivka. So from this Sulyhivka towards Dibrovne. And if now there's fighting at Kurulka and Dmytrivka, then the Ukrainian troops at Dibrovne will be in danger of being encircled and cut off from the main force. So this is not looking good. I'm not sure if the Ukrainian troops actually withdrew from Dibrovne following this attack from Sulyhivka. So the fighting at Mayorsk was not repeated in the latest reports that I've seen. Then the fighting at Dolina is officially over, because the last report is on the 14th to the 15th. So no more fighting at Dolina. And the fighting at Bohorodashny is unclear. The capture of Bohorodashny is unclear as well. So we are still waiting for more information regarding the Bohorodashny side. I don't want to commit to this mention of capture, because Bohorodashny is one of this village or town that is repeatedly claimed to have been captured by the Russian side, and it's never mentioned by the Ministry of Defense of Russia. It's always by the pro-Russian analysts or sources, and it always turned out to be wrong over time. Maybe they was really captured and then they actually let go of the town. Maybe no, it's just overexcitement where they went in and then they got kicked out. So not sure what is the real situation. So I do not want to commit this until I actually have a clearer information. For example, we have war reporters reporting at Bohorodashny. That would be more convincing. So I'm gonna wait further for information regarding Bohorodashny. So, and that's all. Significant note on the Ukrainian Air Force situation. If you have been following for the past week, I guess, we haven't even have any report about any shootdowns of Ukrainian aircraft or helicopters, which might suggest that the Ukrainian side might have ran out of Air Force. Maybe they was, I'm not talking about like zero Air Force, but I'm talking about like you're going to have so few that it's not going to make a difference. Because to have no aircraft getting shot down is quite unusual, given the kind of risk that the Ukrainians are taking to defend the fronts, using the Air Force to go into try to help out through air support, and the strength of Russian surface-to-air missile units. It is to have so long to have not even a single shoot down might suggest that that's it. The Air Force, all these reinforcement, spare parts, the old aircraft that they have revived, those airframes that were old and broken are repaired to flying condition again. All these things, all these aircraft might have all been exhausted, or most of them has been exhausted. So I haven't also seen much on Ukrainian airstrikes and stuff like this. And the pro-Russian sources also has been some time never mentioned about Ukrainian Air Force still operating in certain regions, because they do mention that. I haven't seen that as well for a long time, at least 1 week at least, which means that we might be in the situation where the Ukrainian Air Force is gone again. So let's wait to see whether the ghost of Kiev will help to revive them again, rejuvenate, and do some necromancy again. The latest rumors is that there might be a chance where the Americans may be giving or selling the A-10s, the American A-10s, the ground support aircraft, to the Ukrainian side. That's the rumor currently. So let's see whether they will actually commit to that. The Americans are also exploring whether to give the Ukrainian side the 300 kilometers missile for the HIMARS, because they seem to acknowledge that whatever they have given to the Ukrainian side tentatively has not been enough to turn the tide of war, and they are now considering other stuff. my opinion is whatever they given them to the Ukrainian side is not that it doesn't work. They give them too little, too few of them. So if they can give them 10 times more, HIMARS, that would have made a difference. So let's see if they just gonna give that. Oh, I just gonna give you 1 or 2 squadron of A10s. Then you might as well just save it. It's not gonna make a difference. So moving on to the Kharkiv Front. At the Kharkiv Front, the fighting at the Lebeje at Bakhmutske is probably dead. There is no more fighting in this region. So maybe this is a attempt to distract the Ukrainian forces. So because we have the first capture here at Ivano-Darivka, and maybe the Russians' main objective is actually here, but by launching a major attack in this region, the Ukrainians may have to redeploy certain troops from the north to the south, to help to strengthen the defenses here, and then it may turn out to be actually a fake. It may be just a feint, and then the fighting actually is still to be in this region here. So and then we have a report that there is an offensive battle at Borshchova region. So this might also be a feint. So maybe the main objective is still in this region, because we have also low intensity clashes reported by the pro-Russian source Nyva along the line of Ivano-Darivka and Udi. So this line, however, this line is a very crooked one, because Kurulka is still under Ukrainian control. So it is not really a line, this is a curve. So the Ivano-Darivka Udi curve. And so I've indicated fighting near these regions. And the Stony and Dmytrivka capture rumor is false. So far, I haven't seen reports, and Nyva did not mention it anymore. So I'm going to delete these two. This rumor seems to be wrong. And then so this might be what is happening. So they try to attack here. They attack here to distract the Ukrainians. Then now they're attacking here, so they make the Ukrainians running all over the place. Maybe that's what's happening. Who knows? So anyway, I think I've covered everything for yesterday. So this is the summary for the day of 177 for the 19th of August. It's a weekend. Hope you have a nice weekend and enjoy yourself. Drink and don't drive if you drink. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next update.